Right, starting from the very beginning, we are doing 1 point perspective. You're going to be given two views of a drawing or an object, and you have to be able to imagine what that object looks like. The position of the drawing, this over here, will always be your top view. This is where the top view goes. We get all of our depth from this view, and this over here is our front view. And this is where we get all of our heights. You need to understand that you have a picture plane, which needs to be labeled on both sides. You've got a horizon line, that is where everything is going to vanish off towards, and you've got your ground line. Now, just some background information. Remember that this is similar to isometric. Over here is a scaled solution. So this is the answer that we are looking for. In your cycle test, they will not give you the answer. You have to be able to look at the top view and look at the front view and be able to work out what you're drawing. This particular drawing, I would have actually given a side view to assist you because it's quite difficult to see. So the more views you have, the easier it is going to be for you to imagine what you're drawing. But because they've given us the scaled solution over here, we can see we are drawing a set of stairs. We know that the top view, this is how deep the stair goes back, and we know that this is how tall the stairs are. The difference between isometric and perspective is that perspective gives you a more realistic view of the drawing. We are going to use all of this information to come up with a very accurate way of drawing this out. The first thing that you need to do is find your vanishing point. Remember, your vanishing point is always found on your horizon line. All of your points are going to point towards this, and as they get further and further away from the object or further and further away from the picture plane, they are going to appear smaller and smaller and smaller. So that is the idea. So here we've got our vanishing point. Remember that the vanishing point works with the ground line and the front view. So the front view, all of the points from your front view have to go to the vanishing point. This over here is what we call the station point. This is where you are standing, and this is where you are looking and observing your object. Where you see the picture plane, that is where we are measuring our line from. So this is almost like a projector or a TV screen that you're looking at. And if I'm standing here and I'm looking at this corner over here and I say, where would I see this corner? I line up the SP with that corner and I just lightly bring that down till it crosses that picture plane. That is where I would see it on that projected screen. So let's just do those two. So that over there is for the first step. So the first step that we're trying to do is these 4 blocks over here. So we're going to take our ruler, we're going to project these 4 blocks back. Try and do this as accurately as possible. They must go to that exact point. Remember that you're not allowed to be 1 millimeter out. I will be a little bit lenient on you because you guys are working with clipboards. But as far as possible, you need to try and be as accurate as you can. Alright, so we're going to go. We are seeing that this line here, as this line starts getting closer and closer to that vanishing point, you can see by how much it is going to be reduced by. So if we see it on the picture plane at this point here, those 2 lines from there to there will be seen that size. Now, you will be able to take your set square, and I'm going to lean my set square against the edge of the clipboard and draw this line parallel. Okay, so that's going to give you those perfectly parallel lines. So lean your set square like this against that clipboard and get a nice horizontal line. I'm fortunate enough to have an EGD board, So I can simply take this up and I can take this across to where it crosses these two lines here. So I'm just going to project this down quickly so that you can see that these two lines over here will be there and there. So I've projected that corner back where it crosses that line. I'm going to draw that in dark. Notice there's a difference between my dark lines and my light lines. And then I'm going to draw a horizontal line back to that corner. So lean that set square up against that clipboard so that you get nice horizontal lines. That's what I'm going to be looking for in your cycle test. So we know that this step goes back, but how far does it go back? Well, I go to that corner over there. I line it up with my SP because all of my top view lines are drawn to the SP. Where it hits the picture plane, I'm going to bring it down. And that is going to tell me how deep that stair is. You can take your set square, you can simply lean it against your clipboard and take it back to where it crosses this line. I want to be a little bit accurate, so I'm going to just do this stair as well. But it's going to give you the exact same point on that line. We're going to join these 2 points here. And I can slowly start drawing in my stair. Right, remember that we get our heights from our front view. So now we've got the first stair drawn in. We now want to know where does that stair go to. So we've got this back corner. So we're going to take this height back to our vanishing point. And we're going to notice that this is similar to the drawings that we've done before, but this is more of like a human eye view. So we're not seeing the top of that stair. It's not like when we're flying a drone and we're looking down on this. We're kind of looking at it from a different perspective. So each time you do these drawings, depending on where the horizon line is, it's going to give you a different view. The concepts remain the same. So we take our heights back to our vanishing point. I go to my top view and I say, right, where is this stair going to go to? This is going to give me my depth. So I can take my height so far, and I know that my height is going to go to there because this line joins this line here. And as they reduce there, I can see that that is where I take that height to there. I can do the same on this side here. I can see that this gives me the height for that stair there, and I can draw this line up. I'm going to join these two lines together. And notice here, this is where I'm going to have my depth line come in over there. So that line is going to start at that point there. And you will see that you can't see the top of that stair. So this line here simply is going to stop at the top of that line. And that there is going to join up with this height line here. So we're going to take this height line back to the vanishing point. And I'm going to go take that line and I'm going to join it up to there. This line here joins this line here, so we've already got that corner there. We're going to take this line back and we're going to find where it's going to start and where it meets this line, we will be able to draw that in. So I'm going to start off by taking the height line back. I'm then going to go and look at where that corner starts. And I'm bringing it down to find the front of that little corner there. So we've got that corner there, we've got the height going back. Where this line crosses that line, that is going to be that top corner. We know that this line joins this line, so I take this line back, and on that line, these two lines are going to join there like that. I know that this top stair joins that stair there like that, so I go here. I take that point to there, and now we can find this back corner. This is the last point that we're going to be looking for, and that brings us to the end of our stairs. Bring this line down, and I know that the stairs go all the way to the bottom, so this line over here I take back, take that back, that gets drawn in dark, and now you can see how that looks like our scaled solution. Right, marks are going to be allocated for labeling your views. I'm going to ask you to label your top view. I'm going to ask you to label your front view. I'm going to ask you to label your vanishing point, your picture plane, your horizon line, your ground line. I'm going to give you a mark for projecting to your vanishing point. If you bring all of these lines from your front view to the vanishing point, I'm going to give you a mark for bringing those lines in lightly, so don't rub them out. I'm going to give you a mark for projecting correctly to the SP from the top view, stopping at the picture plane, and I'm going to give you a mark for projecting from the picture plane down to your drawing. So all of these marks are going to get you towards your final solution. So don't stress too much about the drawing. Do your best, and if you practice 70 to 73, you are going to do well.